Sheffield has enjoyed huge success in the sport of boxing. From Nazeem Hamed to Kell Brook, a plethora of champions have come out of this tough city. Boxing is now embedded in the culture of Sheffield. Young fighters frequent the gyms hoping to be a future star. One young champion who's a protege of the famous Ingle Gym is Kid Galahad.
Kid Galahad. No case. Could they say you're a little bleeder?
Yeah, Brendan, bad one. I was a bad one, Brendan.
You'd cause trouble in an empty room. What do people want to do with you?
They wanted to chuck me out of the gym.
They chuck him out of the gym. He'd get chucked out of school. He's cheeky. Says, no, you're not chucking him out. Says he's going to become champion in time. And he's always got a smile on his face. But behind the smile, you can see him weighing you up and plotting and planning how he's going to outwit you in the conversation. People just say, how's the kid going on? He's done great, hasn't he? I says, yeah. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, remember the time you'd be slagging him off and you'd be saying to him he's not going to do anything. But it's nice proving people wrong.
This is my area, right around here. This is where I grew up. Used to kick the football around here, go inside the white rails for a drink every now and then, for a glass of orange juice. Safeway's down the road, down here. We used to go in there and get fed for free, but they didn't know that, obviously. All the community is very close around here, and even to this day, they all, after my fights, they all come to my house, we all get fed, we all have a laugh, we all talk about the old times, and it's a good community to grow up in around here. I'm one of few from that whole generation who are doing something with our lives. All the rest of them are banged up, lifed off, or selling drugs, or in some sort of kind of trouble. I met Brendan at the right time. Most of these kids, they never clicked with someone. They didn't have that opportunity to meet someone or someone to guide them in life, where I was just lucky. The main man himself, right here, posted. This picture never goes down. Every fight, there's always a poster here of the main man. My Nana and Grandad, they'd be my biggest supporters. For me, they're like the most important people in my life, is them two, basically. Them two and Brendan, because them three, they've guided me and like taught me in life, taught me things in life, and like to make them three proud, that's like my ultimate goal.
Hoi, Galahad.
Brendan changed the focus from being in the streets causing trouble to go in the ring and being a boxer. He told me, oh look, if you do this and change all these negative things that you're doing and put into positives and put it into the gym, if you want to win and achieve something, you've got to be disciplined in this game. You've got to be disciplined that you train every day. You've got to be disciplined that you're good with your food. You've got to be disciplined you can't be messing around with girls or going out every night or whatever. You've got to always be disciplined. You always got to be on point.
My wish.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good, very good.
Once he got in there, he changed, completely changed, you know what I mean? Like, if he didn't want to go to school, I just said, listen, I'm going to go and see Brendan, and he said, no, please don't tell Brendan, no. And if he ever had anything like, even parents even, he'd take Brendan with him, but won't take me.
I think the key is to being a good parent is about time and effort what you put into your kid and explaining things to them. When you're a kid, you don't really realise, do you? But when you get older, like, you start understanding things, don't you? As a kid, though, you think like, oh, your parents are millionaires. You can get whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's all you think when you're a kid, don't you? When I got to the age of like 13, me and my little brother got banned. We got a 2-year ban from all trams and all public transport because we were causing that much havoc and that much trouble on them. They just banned us. Basically said to us, listen, we'll give you a 2-year ban, or if we find out you've been in it, we're going to send you to a juvenile prison, you and your brother. And that was the deal. We had to sign a contract and everything as well. we were crazy. We never did spiteful things, you know what I mean? We never like, beat up people for no reason. It ain't nothing like that. We just did like naughty things, cheeky and like mischievous. go in there and kick a football about on the tram, and it was funny. We were just bored kids, and we just wanted to have a laugh all the time. We never knew the limits. Here's the tram, look. Here it is. This park here on the left, this is where we spend most of our days, well, especially me as a kid. And this is where we used to play football all day, from 7 o'clock in the morning to like 8 o'clock at night. This used to be our little five-a-side. This is my good friend Tristan. I've known this kid since I was maybe 10 or 11. Telling him like when we used to play on the park.
Oh yeah, till all sorts of times, very late at night. Just causing havoc really.
Yeah. We used to play out, we were telling like Heads and V's, that little park, Heads and V's, we used to play Wembley.
Heads and Valleys, Wembley.
Five-a-side, we used to play everything in that little park, didn't we?
Yeah, and then after that, once sun went down, 9 o'clock, that's it, we'd be on Bottom Road, throwing eggs at cars and taxis, taking chases all night.
Hala. Brendan used to always tell me as a kid, fame is nothing but a twinkle in the eye. One minute you're up there and you're at the top, and the next minute that's it, it's all gone. He says to me, make sure you always look after your money and put it away. And to me, the only thing that matters to me is making sure I get out of boxing and I've got enough money to never work again. If the fame comes, but I'm not. Fame doesn't really mean much to me. It's one of them things. You gotta keep grounded and keep the people around you all the time. Hey Sam, كيف الحال? You okay? الحمد لله. You alright? الحمد لله. You okay? الحمد لله. Yes, you're right. Sam, you okay? Yeah. You okay? Class. This is my local shop here. This is the main man, Arif, right here. Tell him, man. Speak.
He was alright kid actually. He's messed about a lot. I used to chase him around the shop and bar him and throw him out. But other than that, yeah, he was alright.
Bro, yeah, you're right, bro, yeah?
Yeah, you.
Okay, well, thanks. Some of my friends, they were selling drugs like from the age of like 11, 12, 13. I'm trying to explain to them like, oh, they can't do this forever, but they literally don't know nothing else, so they think they can do that forever. And that's what they chose, and that's what they're gonna do. So basically, it's just there's no point getting mad about it. I just let them do what they're doing. You know what I mean? It is a sad thing, but that's how it goes. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I'm like the most religious person, which is I'm not. I wouldn't ever preach to someone or stuff like that. I don't do that. Because sometimes it's good to go, and that makes you feel better, doesn't it? Every now and then. This is a city what produces unbelievable boxers. This is the mecca of boxing in Europe. Sheffield is like, if you want to be a world champion, this is where you've got to be.
Britain has become a world leader in amateur boxing. The women's team are hoping to continue this success for Britain at the World Championships in South Korea, which start on the 16th of November.
World Championships is arguably the hardest tournament in the world, including the Olympics for us, men and women. Savannah Marshall's the reigning world champion, so there's obvious pressures there, but she won a silver medal previously in Barbados, so she's done it twice. Can she do it a third time? We think she can. Her form's good. She won the gold at the Commonwealth. A little bit rusty by her standards, but she's just coming back into a better form.
For me, the Olympics was horrible. It was horrific. I was, the favourite to win gold, and then I went out first round, so, it was kind of like a bad dream. I wish now that I'd have just, enjoyed it more, and after I lost, I went straight home. There was still like a week left of the Olympics, so I wish I'd have just stayed and enjoyed it, but I was 2016. I've done a lot of work with GB psychologist Chris Marshall. That's helped a lot. I think it's just I'm a lot more mature. you know, and it was 2 years ago, so you know, I'm older, but I just think I've grown so much as a person, and I box for myself. I don't box for anyone else, so you know, that kind of helps me deal with pressure a bit.
Lisa Whiteside replaces Nicola Adams. Nicola Adams is out injured with the shoulder. Big loss because obviously she's a reigning Olympic champion, but Whiteside is a former world and European medalist in her own right, so she gets a chance to press her claims and show what she can do, and she's looking forward to it.
Normally at major tournaments, Nikki would get that first spot at 51, I would box at 54, so this is a prime opportunity for me to prove myself now at 51. You know, go out there, give it my all, and stamp a bit of authority down. You know, I've got the utmost respect for Nikki. She's an Olympic gold medalist, isn't she? And she performed awesome out there, but it's who wants it more now, and I believe it's me. I feel privileged now because I went to the last World Championships at 57 kilograms, but that's whilst I was working full time as a police officer. So to now be preparing for the Worlds, just concentrating purely on my boxing is just phenomenal. I just didn't have a day off, you know, it was hard to get recovery and things like that because I would do a night shift, I would train before I went to work, as I got in from work. My days off were training days, you know, now at least I'm just purely 100% boxing, so it's fantastic.
Sandy Ryan's new to the team, she'll go at 64, so that's a big chance for her. She's a podium potential boxer, but she showed the potential to be selected.
My first competition, because I used to watch my brother, so he was in the pro ranks, and they all come out all like dancing about, and I thought I was one of them, so I come out dancing around a ring. But after that I watched it back and thought, I've got to calm down now. My mum gets nervous every time I fight. She'll sit in a corner like, just waiting for the results. My dad's the same, he'll come to the show, you won't see him, he'll be like around in the corner or something, waiting for the result.
Stacey Copeland is the other boxer who's actually a non-GB boxer. She boxes for England at a non-Olympic weight, but she's a European silver medalist, so that shows you the work that's going on in England, in the home nations as well, with some of the boxers that aren't on the programme, and hopefully Stacey can get on the podium out there. She's done well recently and she's looking in good form as well.
Currently there are only 3 weight categories in the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games for females, which are 51, 60 and 75. Quite big gaps in between. So in the Worlds and the Euros there's the full option weights, like the men for the Olympics there's 10 weight categories, so there's quite a discrepancy really. So as it stands at the moment, UK Sport fund Olympic weight categories only. So it's a real shame because I'm sure it'll come eventually, but perhaps not in my career because I'm 33 years old now. But on the other side to it, I'm really appreciative of these fantastic opportunities I've got. I was always in the gym from being a youngster. My granddad runs a boxing gym and my dad was a professional. All my cousins box, it's in the family. I went from being really young, but there were no opportunities for girls back then, and I also loved football, and it was really taking off at the time. So I went into football, I had a good career, played for England, went abroad in America, Sweden, and played in a few different places. So I had a fantastic time with football. When I was 29, came back from playing abroad. I'd had a lot of injuries and it was time to call it a day, but I'd always boxed for fitness and just really had this inner burning to just have a go and just see what could have been. And since there are far more opportunities now, I was able to get involved and that's been 4 years on, here I am.
Chantal Cameron is replacing Natasha Jonas. Natasha Jonas is out injured, but obviously there'd have been a selection between the two of them anyway, but Cameron gets a nod this time. She's got to push on now and you know, get on the podium out there.
From boxing, I'm definitely become more disciplined. Like with the way I eat, my whole lifestyle is completely disciplined now, and I'm more motivated. I feel like fresh as well. Like when I wake up in the mornings, I feel good after a run and that. Like I couldn't imagine not waking up and training now. I'd feel lazy. Boxing is a lonely sport. There's only you and your opponent in that ring, and you're boxing for yourself. So to be a part of a team and training alongside a team, it's nice because then when you know you've got to go and actually compete, you know you're all on your own. So it's nice to have that backing in training, so to push you on that little bit further. So if you train on your own, like doing your runs and that, I don't think you give it 100% all the time, because you could wake up one morning and think, oh, I feel a bit sluggy, and you just go for a nice, you slow down your pace or something, But if your teammates are running with you, you know you've got to push it because otherwise you can get left behind. I'm not scared of anything. The only thing I'm scared of is losing. That's my only fear. Other than that, I'm just like, what happens, happens.
It's early days in terms of the qualification process and how it's looking and shaping up, but the girls that tend to do well at World Championships tend to figure at Olympic Games, and it's been the same pretty much with the men, so it's a good indicator.
I've never had any negativity about being a female boxer, and we're just as good as the men, so yeah, go give it all. And you know, if you have a dream and you think, oh, I want to get on that GB squad, there's nothing stopping you.